Hi everybody, welcome to Vanessa's van life journey. I am Vanessa and I'm building out a van and her name is Sunshine. And if you guys are new to my channel, I previously had another van. Her name was Treasure. I was featured on Tiny Home Tours twice, you guys, twice. I want to say twice. The first video that was featured on Tiny Home Tours got 2.1 million views. The other one is at 800 and something thousand views, almost a million views. So you might remember me from there. That's the only reason why I'm mentioning that. So anyway, you guys, I am here today to talk about eating healthy, living a healthier life as a nomad, as a person that lives in a van, a car, a bus, a truck, a boat. Do people live in airplanes? I don't know. Some people live on cruise ships. They don't have to worry about this, the people that live on cruise ships, because I'm pretty sure that they have access to food. So, anywho, you guys, if you guys do not know, I lived in a van for 3.5 years. It would have been 4 years in June of 2025, but unfortunately, Treasure broke down. I did not want to repair her or fix her because I already had another van, and I just didn't want to put any more money into her. But in the tiny home life on wheels, I love to cook. I love to cook in home life. I've been cooking pretty much all my life. I'm the oldest of 6 children, and yeah, I cooked. My mama didn't cook, I cooked. My sisters and brothers didn't even like my mama cooking. They would tell her, if you don't let Vanessa cook, we not eating. Okay? So, anywho, I love to cook. I love to cook home cooked meals. I do eat out fast food occasionally, but that's not my preference. I think we all can eat out, and we all can just go eat out every day if our finances afford it. But my preference is home cooked meals. That can be a little difficult living in a van. A lot of people don't have access to a stove. A lot of people don't have access to everything to be able to cook a home cooked meal in their vehicles because they don't have the room. So I have an easy solution for you that I did in my van. And even before I started van life and I was exiting my apartment, I canned food. I was going to the food pantry. I was getting a lot of meat and stuff. And I just began to can stuff that I got. And I discovered years ago that you can meat. And meat is really like 75-80% of your meal. If you're a carnivore like I am, I will occasionally change my mind and go back to eating a regular standard American diet. But for now, I am doing the carnivore diet. So if you're a carnivore like I am, then meat is 100% of your diet. And to be able to have the meat prepared on a daily basis for you already, to where you can eat any meal that you want to eat. You can can any kind of meat that you want to can. There are a few exceptions to the rules. If you know those exceptions, leave them in the comments bar below. But you can pretty much can any kind of meat that you want to can. So I love having meat canned and prepped already. I love to food prep. I love to can my food. And just think about it this way. Whether you're in home life, whether you have your own homestead, whether you are a nomad, whether you're living in a vehicle or you're living in a car, whether you're living in a car, a van, a truck, a boat, an airplane, a bus, it doesn't matter, a U-Haul truck, it doesn't matter. Just to have your food pre-prepared for you, already pre-cooked, it makes life so much easier. Living the nomad life, it takes the hassle out of figuring out how you're going to cook this, how you're going to cook that, when you're going to cook this, when you're going to cook that, when you wake up, will you have something to eat, will you remember to eat. It makes it easier to remember to eat each day, because I'm one of them people that I'll get busy and I won't stop to eat anything. But this canning your own food makes it easier to be able to eat a well-balanced meal every day, whether this is going to be, whether the meat that you can is going to be your total meal, or it is going to be the majority of your meal, and then you just have to prep your sides. So if the meat is already done, it makes it so much easier for you to come home as a mother, come home as a wife, and you already have all your meat sauces, all your meat already cooked to make the spaghetti. All you have to do is put your noodles on, boil your noodles, add your sauce, add your vegetables, and dump the meat in there. Wow. That's going to take, spaghetti is already something that's easy to cook, but if you had your meat prepared already, it would be even easier and even quicker. And it possibly could be something that your husband or your children, depending on how old they are, could fix themselves, because the meat is already done. Okay? You took the guesswork out of everything, girl. So I am not here to sell you on canning food and canning meat. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to share with you how easy it is to live the nomad life and to eat healthy. A lot of nomads find themselves eating unhealthy food, eating junk food, eating fast food, and gaining so much weight after becoming a nomad. Now, yes, I put on a few pounds, but baby, I was slim and trim as a nomad. And I was eating good. I enjoyed the food I was eating. I tried the carnivore diet for like a year or 8 months, and then I kind of steered to the left just a little bit, but still I was eating the majority of meat in my diet, and I loved it. Now, I am one, again, I am not here to sell you on becoming a carnivore. I'm just sharing my journey with you. I am one that loved fruits and vegetables. Love, love, love every fruit, every vegetable. Love fruits and vegetables, you guys. I never thought in a million years that I would be that person that would eat meat only, because I love my fruits and vegetables. But one day I was scrolling on the YouTube streets, and I seen some people talking about the carnivore diet, the different health benefits that it could help you with. And I was like, you know what? I have a lot of subscribers that may fall under that category, that may just need a bit of encouragement to lose the extra weight, to get in shape for their health. And because I am a social media influence, and I know that me sharing my experience with my subscribers may encourage them to take that little extra step to invest in their health and their well-being. So I decided to do the carnivore diet just on a whim. I don't have any health issues that would lean me more towards doing the carnivore diet. I wasn't obesely overweight, so I didn't have a lot of weight to lose that I would benefit from the carnivore diet by going on the carnivore diet and trying to lose a lot of weight. So I didn't have that type of motivation. It was just something that was curious to me. I found it curious, and I just wanted to try it. And I felt at the same time that if I tried it, I could encourage my subscribers to try it as well. So I tried the carnivore diet for 8 months, maybe to a year, just a little bit going to the left off the carnivore diet, and I loved it. I loved it. It was very inexpensive. It was actually cheaper, in my opinion, to do the carnivore diet than to do the regular diet, especially as a nomad or even in home life. You have to buy all the sides, you have to buy the potatoes, you have to buy the meat, you have to buy the potatoes, you have to buy the seasonings, you have to buy the junk food, the ice cream, the chips, the cookies, the milk, the juice. You have to buy all of that. When you try the carnivore diet, even though this video is not about the carnivore diet, I'm talking about it anyway. When you try the carnivore diet, you don't have to buy any of that. You don't have to buy the milk. You don't have to buy the potatoes, the cookies, the juices, because you're going to eliminate all of that on the carnivore diet. And so that money that you were spending on all that food that had no nutritional value, now you're just going to spend it on meat. So if you think about it, it's cheaper and more healthier for you to do the carnivore diet because you're eliminating the sodas, the chips, the cookies, the pies, the ice cream. Oh my goodness. Do you miss all that? Maybe, maybe not. But I said all that to say I canned some meat. Now, if you think that the carnivore diet could benefit you, because it does have a lot of health benefits, I recommend that you go check out Dr. Ken Berry. He is a licensed physician. He has patients that have been on the carnivore diet for over 15, 20 years. He has scientific proof of what the carnivore diet has done for them. And he's also on the carnivore diet himself. So that is who I highly recommend. There are a lot of people on YouTube that talk about the carnivore diet, but out of all of them, I love, love, love Dr. Ken Berry. I will put a link to his playlist. He has a playlist for the carnivore diet. If you are just curious about changing your health, your well-being, mental, physical health, and all of that, getting off of medication, just listen. Even if you still have health issues, I would suggest that you just listen to Dr. Kinsberry playlist. Play it every morning until you get through with all the videos, or until you've gotten enough information to make an informed decision. So anywho, you guys, I know that a lot of people who live in a van, live in a vehicle, struggle with eating healthy. They might have come into van life or the NOMAD life to begin with health issues, and it may get even worse as they begin to live in their vehicle because they are not eating a balanced meal and they are not eating healthy. Canning your own foods, whether you are a vegan, whether you eat the regular diet, or whether you are a carnivore like myself, makes it so much easier for you to be able to eat a balanced meal and a healthy diet each and every day, and to eat the 3 to 4 to 5 meals a day that you are supposed to eat. You don't have to can your food in large jars like this. You can can them in the smaller jars. But like I said, once I discovered that you can can meat, that was a lifesaver, and it changed my life. If you guys do not know, I was homeless before, and it changed my life in reference to being homeless and being able to eat a balanced meal, or being able to eat a meal, because I wasn't eating properly because I was living in a building with no lights, no gas, no water, no electricity, no plumbing, none of that. And so it made it very difficult for me to even eat meals and meat on a daily basis because I didn't have a refrigerator that I can put it in. And so I was going to the food pantry and I was getting a lot of fruits and vegetables and a lot of meat, but I couldn't keep it and I was giving it away. And so one day I just went on YouTube and I searched canning. I was just thinking about canning the fruits and vegetables because I had no idea that you could can meat. And as I began to do my research, I found that you can can meat. Once I discovered that you can can meat, you guys, that was a game changer. Okay? That was a game changer. I began to go to flea markets and thrift stores, and I began to find mason jars for pennies on the dollar at thrift stores and flea markets. I began to collect all that stuff, anything that I seen in reference to canning. I bought pots, I bought just everything that I could in reference to canning. And I started canning the food that I was getting from the food pantry. I started canning my meats. I started making soups. I started making black bean soups, just whatever I could throw in that jar that would be edible. And next thing you know, I began to eat healthy, well-balanced meals, even though I was homeless. And so I also took that when I moved from that location and I moved into a government assisted apartment. I began to can, especially when I started thinking, because I was still getting a lot of food from the food pantries. And then I began to think long term. I'm going to go to Vanlife, and things are going to be tight. I'm not going to have money. So I began to can food so I could take with me into my van. And I want you guys to know, like, the first 3 years of me doing van life, I had food that I had canned before I left my apartments. I still have food that I have canned before I left my apartments. And some of you are going to say, well, how long, what is the shelf life on canned food? The shelf life on canned food is about 5 years or more, depending on your own discretion. Like, this is food that you can. This food has no preservatives in it. You can look at it on the shelf. You can look at it and you can see, and then you can open it up and you can smell it. You can warm it up and you can taste it. And if it tastes good, 5, 6 years, 7, 8, 9, 10 years down the line, I would still eat it. Me personally, I would not throw away any food that I have canned. And if at some point you feel like you don't want to eat it anymore, if you have your own homestead, if you have pigs, cows, goats, anything, you can feed the food to them. But me personally, I would do 5 years and up. Like, I would look at it. I have food that has been canned over 5 years. Chicken. The chicken is so pink and so pretty. And when I open it up, it smells so fresh and so good. I'm still going to eat that. I'm not throwing it away. It's been over 5 years. So you can use your own discretion, you guys. But I just want to encourage you guys out there, if you are a nomad, if you are a single mother living in a house, if you have your own homestead, please, please, please start canning your own meats. There are so many advantages to canning food in general, but canning your own meats, it's going to save you time. It's going to cut your meal cooking in less than half. Like, you're going to have 25% cooking left after you have canned your meat. You do not have to worry about your meat going bad, opposed to a freezer. When you have canned food and it's in when you have food that is in a freezer, meat that's in a freezer, it get frostbit after so long, and then you have to throw it away. Food in a refrigerator only has a certain amount of shelf life. The food that's canned have a longer shelf life than your food that you're keeping in your refrigerator. So, like, that's a win-win already. If you have a natural disaster in your area and the power goes out, guess what? Everything in that refrigerator is going to start thawing out. You're going to have to start trying to cook some of it. You're going to have to throw so much of it away. That's going to be such a waste. But when you can your meats, your lights can go out all day, every day. And guess what? You are not going to have to throw this food away. You're not going to have to throw this meat away. You're not going to have to toss this meat out because it got frostbitten. You're not going to have to toss this meat out because your lights went out during a natural disaster and it spoiled. That is not going to happen when you start canning your meats. And another thing, if a natural disaster does happen and the lights are out for weeks, months, and Sundays, guess what? Guess who in the neighborhood is still going to have food to eat? It's going to be you. Guess who, if you want to sell your food because you can't really afford to give it away and you want to sell it for $5 a jar or $10 a jar or even $20 a jar, guess who's going to have that to be able to sell or share freely with others, especially if it's a natural disaster. You want to share as much as you can, okay? But make sure you keep enough for yourself. So I just want to encourage you guys, if you are a nomad, if you're in home life, even if you're a senior and like you can't get out and cook that much for yourself, start food prepping. Get together, start a canning class where you can get together with other people. Y'all, that's a cat or a dog or something up under the house making some noise. But yeah, you might want to get together with other people so y'all can can some food. If you go to food pantries and you get a lot of food and you don't have enough room to put that food in your freezer or your refrigerator, can it up. Can it up. Don't throw it away. You don't have to give it away. You can save it for yourself. You can save it for a rainy day, days when you don't feel like cooking, days when you're tired, days when you're sick and you don't want to go in the kitchen and fix anything. All you have to do is pop the top and baby, you're going to have something to eat. So I want to encourage you guys to start canning. If you don't can and you don't know how to can and you still want to try canned food, if you know somebody that cans, you can maybe ask them, especially if you're a nomad and you know somebody that cans, that has their own farm or their own homestead, maybe you need to ask them, can I start buying some canned food from you and take it on the road with you when you go? Now, you can go to the grocery store, you can go to Walmart, any grocery store, and buy that big, long thing of ground meat. It's gonna cost you $30, $40. Or you can go to somebody who cans some food and buy 3 or 4 of these from them, whether it's $10 or $20. It's already cooked, it already have the seasonings in it, it's already been canned, it's already been preserved, and guess what? It's still gonna be cheaper than going to the grocery store and buying uncooked meat. So that's what I was doing the other day when I abandoned my van bill. I cooked 2 cases of ground turkey and I cut up some onions, some bell peppers, some cilantro, and some garlic and seasoned it. And then I put it in my canner, Miss Charlene's canner pots, and I put it in the jars. And I canned this for 90 minutes. This is already cooked, you guys. All I have to do, if I wanted to make some tacos and I wanted to use, this could be ground beef, it could be ground turkey, whatever you want to can. If I want to make some tacos, have a taco night, all I have to do is open this up, warm it up, cut up all the fixings for the tacos, and wham bam, thank you ma'am, you got a taco night, baby. If you are having game night, if your husband and his friends are coming over and they're having game night, you want to make something quick and easy for them, you want to make some nachos, girlfriend, you got your beef, you got your turkey already cooked, you go up in the kitchen, they're gonna think you slaved over a hot stove, but no ma'am, you already got your ground beef cooked and nobody is gonna know the difference. If you're wondering whether or not canned meat tastes just as good as you cooking it fresh, let me answer that question for you. It tastes better. You wanna know why? Because this is marinating in all the seasonings and all the spices, and it's had a chance to marinate. And baby, it's gonna taste better than you cooking it fresh, and it's gonna save you time. So it's definitely gonna taste better. You know, things taste better when you didn't have to work that hard. Okay, you have more time to concentrate on other things. Yes, ma'am. And so, what I suggest after you can your meats and you clean your jars and everything, you guys, you can store your jars just like this. This is how most people store their canned jars, with a lid like this. Now, I did find in van life, because of the moisture and the condensation in a van, your lid will start to rust. Now, in my opinion, just because you see the lid rusting doesn't mean that the food in the inside is no good, because that's rust on the outside is not affecting anything in the inside because this is sealed tightly. But You don't want this to look all rusty and nasty on the outside. So I recommend 100% that whether you're in home life, you have your own farm, I recommend that you get the plastic lids, and after you get ready to store your food, you take this lid and you just screw it on here, and this is how you're gonna store this until you get ready to eat it. Now, if you wanna know how you pop the lid on your canned food to open it up, it's simple. Just take a knife, puncture the knife in there, and as soon as you puncture that knife, you're gonna hear it pop, and then you can just lift this off very easily. And another thing, how do you know that your food canned properly? After you can your food, you're gonna hear it make a pop. It's gonna say like that. If all of your jars do not pop, then one of them did not seal properly. And the way that you can find out if your jar is sealed properly after you waited like 24 hours, touch the top of it like this. If the top makes a noise and it moves, then that jar did not seal properly. That doesn't mean that the food is not good inside. Take that jar, put it in the refrigerator, and then you're gonna eat that immediately. You're not gonna put that on the shelf and you're not gonna store it. You're gonna eat it as soon as possible. So that is my tips on eating healthy and being a healthier nomad and traveling and being able to eat home cooked meals and well balanced meals. And even in home life, this is gonna be a time saver. I wish I would have known about this like when I was raising a young child. I wish I would have just known about this in general years ago, like 30, 40 years ago. I wish I would have known about canning my own foods, and especially canning meats. That's what I want to highly recommend. You can can anything you want to, but when you start canning meats, it is a game changer. You can I boil chicken and I shred the chicken and I can it like that. That makes for an easy chicken salad. That makes for, if you like chicken spaghetti. Sometime when I was doing van life, and I'm not a Roman noodle person, but one day cause I do mukbangs and a lot of people like to see you eat noodles for mukbangs. So I started eating the noodles on a whim, but then I would take my canned chicken and put it in the noodles. Game changer. If you like Roman noodles, try your Roman noodles with some shredded canned chicken. OMG, it was so good. So anyway, you guys, if you have any questions about canning meats, if you have any questions about canning foods and traveling in a vehicle, leave those in the comments bar below. I kept these jars in my vehicles for over 3 years of me doing van life. So if you have any questions about any of this, if you have any questions about like what meats can use can, where to start, what's the easiest and simplest meat to start canning, leave all those questions in the comments bar below. And eventually in the future, the next time I'm in Arizona or whenever I'm on BLM land in Nevada, I may have a canning class where everybody can get together and you could bring your own foods to can, and we could just all get together and have a canning powwow. That way when everybody parts, they can have food to take with them. So let me know if y'all think that's a good idea and if you would like to participate. So I'm going to talk to you guys later. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell to be notified each and every time I upload a new video. And I did can live the other day. It was like over 12 hours, you guys. This was a long, drawn out process. I did can live the other day on my other channel, Vanessa's Daily Live Stream. So if you're not subscribed to that channel, make sure you subscribe to both of the channels so that way you won't miss out on anything. But if you want to see that live stream of me canning, I will put it in the description box below so you can check that video out and go see the whole process of me canning this meat. By the way, this is, if I didn't mention, which I think I did, this is ground turkey that I canned, and this is 21 jars. I had 22. One wouldn't fit in the canner, so I put it in the refrigerator, and me and Miss Charlene ate that one today. Excellent meal with this or ground beef is to open this up, pop it up, warm it up, scramble you some eggs, put the scrambled eggs up in here, girl. It is a good, delicious meal. So again, I'm out of here. I hope this video was helpful, and I will see you guys in the next video. If you have any more video suggestions, leave them in the comments bar below. And I do go live too. I'm trying to go live on this channel every day or every other day or every 3 days based on questions that you ask. If you ask a question and I think it's, or you have a comment and I think it's something that I want to address on my channel, and I want the masses to see it, I may make a video about it or I may go live. So make sure you guys are leaving your respectful comments in the comments bar below, and giving the video a thumbs up, and subscribing to the channel, and sharing any videos that you think will be helpful to any of your friends or your family members. You're sharing them with other people. Sharing is caring. So I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.